Hello, it's Linda here from Homelea, and I'm going to show you how to make the pom-pom clip kit. So this kit makes 2 of these, and they're great for clipping onto your keys and onto your handbag, and they make great gifts as well, as does the kit. So what's in the kit? Let's start with that. So that's what it makes. So at the bottom of the kit there is written instructions, and it's got the link to the online class with more detailed instructions and the videos, so easy to follow videos that show exactly what to do from start to finish. So that's in the bottom. And then there is the scissors. These are perfect for trimming pom-poms. I've tried so many different types of scissors, and these ones by far are my absolute favorites. They're my favorites for chunky yarn as well. I've got a couple of sets throughout the house. There's always a set on hand when I need them. There's 2 lots of yarn. This is our Homely Bliss Australian Merino wool, and it's uniquely made so it fluffs up and makes these really full and beautiful pom-poms. So 2 of those to make 2 of these. So 2 different colors. There's 2 clips as well. There's the pom-pom maker. It's a really gorgeous quality, high quality pom-pom maker that you'll use again and again with all different kinds of yarn and string. Lots of fun. So that's what's in the kit. The other thing you will need is a tape measure, just at the start, and I'll show you what to do with that. And this kit takes about 1 to 3 hours to make, and it's suitable for beginners. So good. Okay, so let's start. Decisions. What color will I make? I might go cumin. I don't think I've actually made a cumin pom-pom clip before, so there's no time like the present, is there? Okay, so we will need one clip. We'll need the scissors, we'll need the pom-pom maker, we'll need tape measure, pop everything else to the side, and the yarn. So we'll start with the yarn and just open it up. Open it up, open, and then just to undo the knot, like that. Stretch it out. Okay, and the first thing we're going to do is prepare the tie. And this is what will tie the pom-pom together and tie the clip on. So to do that, separate your yarn into 3. Like that, and just pull the 3 apart. Is going to be, oh no, I'm telling you the wrong thing. We need to cut 50 centimeters off first. So it doesn't matter if you pull it all the way out or not. So measure 50 centimeters, and then that's the tie. Here we go. Then you don't have to pull the whole thing in thirds. There we go. Keeping it real. So separate that into 3. Put 2 to the side, and keep 1. And this is our tie. So this is what will tie the pom-pom together and tie the clip on. Over again. Now we get the pom-pom maker. So you'll notice it does look a bit like a transformer, but there's arms on both sides to hold the end. And we're going to do 3 layers. So we've done 1. This is number 2. And then number 3. The idea is just to go until it's full here, and full there. So that looks really good. So cut the yarn, and then turn the pom-pom maker, and we're doing the same thing on the other side. So open out both arms, and wrap. We'll do 3 layers of yarn, wrapping the yarn around both arms, like that. Like that. Look at that. Fabulous. Then close that up and trim that off. Okay. Now we're going to cut all the way around the pom-pom maker. And so in between the 2 arms, you'll notice there's a little V groove. And that's where the scissors run. So, and I like to trim from the hinge side going around. It just seems to hold in a lot better. So just grab your scissors and trim around there like that. same thing on the other side. Okay. Keep going. Keep going. We made it. Now make sure your arms stay in and close, and definitely don't undo your pom-pom maker at this stage, because it's lots of little bits that aren't joined, that are being held together by the pom-pom maker. And just trim off any of these really big, obvious, sticky out bits. Highly technical term there. Sticky out bits. Grab your tie. Now we're going to tie it all together to hold all these little bits in. And so the tie goes in between the two arms. So put it into the V groove and then push it down in like that, because we want to nice and tightly tie these little bits of yarn together. And then even it up like that. Okay. And so tie a knot on one side, like that, and then wrap the yarn back around, and we're going to do a double knot on the other side. That's to make sure it's nice and secure so your pom-pom won't accidentally fall to bits. We don't want accidentally falling to bits, like that. And then tie there. Double knot there. Okay, fabulous. Okay, so now we're going to undo the pom-pom. So we're going to open each arm individually, so just carefully do that. There's a little lip kind of here that kind of holds it in place. You've just got to open it up first. Get it out around the yarn. Such a pretty colour. And then the last thing to pulling the pom-pom maker apart is to pull these grey bits out. There we go. There is a little bit, it is a little bit tough, so just gently work it out. And then put it back together by putting this metal rod into that hole. And then close the arms and you're ready to make another one. Okay, so now it's trimming time, fluffing and trimming time. So we're aiming to get it like this, from this to this. It actually comes together really not too badly. Okay, so first just kind of give your pom-pom a bit of a massage. And so we're just working the fibers into place, telling them where we want them to go. And the other thing we're doing is we're opening up the yarn. We're kind of fluffing it up so it opens and fills out, so it becomes nice and full. It comes from being kind of chunky to being full and pretty. And so lots of fluffing. And you can see as we're doing that, it's all relaxing. The bits of yarn are going into place. Some of them are getting longer. And we're going to trim those and trim it so it's nice and full and even and round. Now, secret number 1 when you're trimming is hold on to the tie, because you don't want to trim the tie. If you do accidentally trim the tie, you can just separate the yarn like that and wrap another one around there. But try not to trim it. That's why I hold on to it so I don't trim it. Pom-pom fluffing, pom-pom tip number 2 is fluffing, obviously like this. Maybe that's 2. Pom-pom tip number 3 is when you're cutting, lots of small cuts. No drastic haircuts, lots of small ones. And then the next pom-pom tip, I think I'm up to 5, is be patient, take your time and enjoy the process. It's not a process that it sometimes doesn't happen quickly, but it is very enjoyable and very mindful to do. Okay, so that's looking a lot better already. So I think now we're ready to trim. So I'm using a bowl because the bowl catches the fluff and it makes it easier to clean up. So grab your scissors, and what we're going to do first is just trim off these really obvious long bits and just trim them back so it's the same length as the yarn beside it. Oh, that one went for a run. And remember what I said about lots of little cuts? So I'm just various bits. And then if you kind of run out of obvious bits, give it a bit more of a fluff, like that. And trim those bits off. And just keep repeating, so fluffing and trimming, massaging, fluffing and trimming. Until we get everything, all the yarn, so it's all about the same length. I love how Homelea Bliss just opens out and makes these really beautiful full pom-poms. It looks so good. I also love that it's Australian merino wool and it's fully grown and processed in Australia with no offshore processing, which makes it really special. Okay, so it's generally looking like all the bits are the same length. Roughly speaking, it's still very shaggy. And maybe you like your pom-poms looking like this, and that's okay. We're all different, so do what feels right for you. So I'm going to kind of help the fluffing out process along by getting the scissors and just putting it through the ends of the yarn, and that just helps it to open out even more. So just like that. Preening almost? I don't know. It's more fluffing. It's scissor fluffing. Before we were fluffing with fingers. Now it's fluffing with scissors. I don't know. If you come up with a good name for it, let me know. Okay. And from now, we're just going to fluff and trim, fluff and trim, fluff and trim. So keep doing that. And keep working on those long bits, the obvious sticky out bits. And when you run out of those, we're just going to shape so it's circular. This is incredibly mindful to do. Feels good. Feels good. Okay, so I've roughly got, there's one obvious sticky out bit. So roughly got everything roughly the same length. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to rotate the pom-pom, and I'm just going to do lots of little trims, just getting it looking circular like that. So here we go. So lots of little trims. Being careful to hold on to the tie so I don't cut it. And this one is a bit odd shaped. It's not as odd shaped as it was before, but it's kind of longer in these directions. So I'm just kind of gradually working. I'm going to gradually work that so it's more circular rather than egg shaped. Lots of little trims. And if it kind of looks a bit longer, I cut a little bit more off, and if it looks pretty good, I just either don't cut anything or just cut a little bit. And then fluff a bit more and trim a bit more. And this fluffing process is really opening out the yarn. And as it untwists, some bits are longer than others, and it gets more sticky out bits. See, this bit here is still very much a bit of yarn size. It's not opened out very much, so kind of give that a bit of extra attention to open it out. And so just keep repeating the process, trimming and fluffing, trimming and fluffing, and trimming and fluffing. so as not to bore you with lots and lots of pom-pom trimming, because it's not really that interesting. It is when you're doing it, but not so much when you're watching it. I just stopped the video for a bit, and I've trimmed my pom-pom. It's looking much better. And I'm ready to put the clip on. I've got a bowl full of fluff. So to attach the clip, get your clip. We're gonna tie the tie into this bottom bit of the clip. So just grab one end of the tie and pop it through the loop like that. Push the clip down, and we're just gonna do a double knot, like a reef knot or a square knot onto there, nice and secure, nice and firm. Do that like that, and then we're just gonna very carefully trim the tie just near the knot so it kind of lines up with the rest of the pom-pom. Like that. If you give that a bit of a massage, it just kind of melds in with the rest of the pom-pom. Just give it a bit more of a trim just around that spot. Just to hide it in there. Could sit and trim pom-poms for hours. It's very mindful. You really need to focus on what's right in front of you with no distractions. It's like the ultimate mindful activity. Maybe it's even active meditation. There you go. I'll probably come back and trim this later on. But the tie just kind of melds in there with the rest of the pom-pom. It's nice and secure because I've done a double knot, but that's how it looks. So that's how to make the pom-pom clip kit.